Welcome to another one of my Own Your Expertise interviews. So I'm Emily Crookston, in case you don't know. I'm the owner and decider of all things at the Pocket PhD. I'm the ghostwriter for Rebels, Renegades, and Mavericks, and I love helping experts with big ideas get those ideas out of their heads and into the hands of their fans. Today I'm sitting down with AmandaMelissa. Amanda is a personal brand strategist. She helps women coaches and service providers own what makes them unique so that they can scale their businesses with ease and become the go-to expert. Amanda, thank you for speaking with me. Would you like to tell us a little bit more about who you work with and what you do?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it. So I help women coaches and service providers. So a lot of the people that I work with are life coaches. They are money coaches. They also help, service providers that are in the, video space. There's so many different types of service providers, and, a lot of them, they need help on how to stand out and own what makes them unique. And I really love, helping people become the go-to expert, because I think too many people, they think that they need to have like this huge market, but you only really need to win in such a small little area. And as long as the people that you work with know who you are, that is going to be worth so much to you. And, I love, you only really need 1,000 true fans. And so that's kind of my whole idea and framework and stuff. I think too many people, they think they need to have 1 million of something.
Yeah. Such a good point. Yeah. And I think especially in a field like coaching and service, where there's just so many different kinds of coaches out there and everything, it's really important to hone in on what you do, what's your specialty. Right. And I really love that 1,000 true fans. That's it seems like a really easy number to shoot for, as opposed to like, my video needs to go viral, or, I need to see 1 million people liking my videos and things like that. So I love that philosophy. So tell us, how would you describe your path to becoming the expert you are?
I also deal with helping people with their expertise. And I really think people can have that expertise by either learning it, they teach it, or they have experience, right? So I feel like I definitely have all three. I went to school for communication studies and marketing. I started working in corporate marketing. And then from there, I had freelance clients. So I was doing, social media, copywriting help for them. So I had all three of, the experience, education, and then doing it, the actual work and stuff.
So tell me a little bit about the teaching aspect. Do you see yourself as a teacher now when you're working with your clients?
So yeah, so definitely. Also, I would say, if you follow me on LinkedIn or on Instagram, you can see everything that I'm teaching you, which is, the stuff that I have conversations about with people all the time, with prospects, and the things that I'm seeing that they're doing wrong and things that they could be doing better. And then people learn from that as well.
Yeah, well, I think that's such an important point, because I think too often people think of teaching as you've got to develop online courses or you've got to go in the classroom. But you're so right that we do a lot of teaching in our social media and the things that we put out there, right? And anytime we're saying, here's what I'm seeing people doing wrong, and you should do it this way instead, that's a teaching moment and something key to remember as a marketing expert. So the name of your podcast, I love it. It's Underdog Marketing, right?
Marketing for the Underdog.
Marketing for the Underdog. I love anything underdog. I'm like, yes, tell me more.
Yeah, so Marketing for the Underdog, the reason why I came up with the name is because I feel like as a woman, a Latina, I feel like so much in the marketing space is like dominated by men and, their outlooks. And I do agree with their strategies and stuff, but I just felt like there wasn't really a space for me. And I really wanted to create a podcast for women, entrepreneurs, coaches, service providers to listen to. And I started off, talking about social media and stuff, but then more people, when they would follow me, they would ask me questions about, branding or, how to grow that online presence and stuff. And like also the mindset part, right? Because I feel like that's so missed. Like a lot of people think it's so easy, but so many people are scared to even put themselves out there or, face that rejection of not getting so many likes. And it's like, sometimes a lot of people, they see content, they're not liking it. You know what I mean? So people are still seeing you, you know what I mean? Don't just go after it. are purely like vanity metrics.
So you mentioned vanity metrics, and this is something that I'm really curious about. So what metrics would you say are not vanity metrics? What are the ones that you're telling your clients to watch out for?
The vanity metrics are definitely the likes, the reshares, people, looking at the content stuff, because what I really look for is what people say when I'm not in the room, right? So that's all about personal branding and stuff. I feel like there's so many times where I'll start talking to somebody on their content and stuff. I'll, write a comment and they'll message me back and like, hey, actually, I got this inspiration from one of your posts. And I'm like, did you even like it? They're like, no. And so it's like, so many times you're posting stuff and people aren't liking it or sharing it. And it's just maybe not relevant to their followers or for whatever reason, especially but people are talking about you, in different rooms, and you want people to have that clear understanding of what you do and who you do it for, because then that's going to be able to put your name into rooms and give you more opportunities. People, they remember. They're like, hey, I remember your content. I know exactly what you do, and I know your name, AmandaMelissa. I know you help women coaches with their personal branding. That is what's important. Do they know what you do, who you do it for?
That's so important. I think we overlook that a lot. We overlook what's happening in the DMs because it's not public. Whenever I meet them and I introduce myself, Emily Crookston, and they're like, oh, the Pocket PhD. I'm like, that's great. Somebody has connected the brand with my name. Whether your brand is really sticking in people's minds has a lot less to do with what's happening in your feed than what's happening outside of your feed. Are people reaching out to you, asking for a call, right? Are they DMing you and saying, oh, I loved your post, right? Regardless of whether they're liking it. Because like you say, and that's a really good point, people are in public act different from the way they act in private. But when they're commenting directly to you in a DM, they may be in a different mode, right? So really important to think about.
That's how you win, by having that small audience that really likes you and wants to work with you and refers you to other people that are in their friend group, right? You don't need to have like 1 million people. Do they have that connection piece? Do they know who you are? Do they know who you really are? Do they know what you do, what you sell? You know what I'm saying? Are they invested in you?
Engagement is so much more important than the number of followers.
The people that are liking it, it's not necessarily that they're going to buy right away either, right?
Yes, that's really important to remember too. And, it takes a while for people to buy from you even. So they might watch you for a year before they reach out, or before the need arises for them to even reach out to you. Tell us, what would you say has helped you the most in learning to own your expertise?
You need to know what you do, what you, in one word, you need to be able to know what you do and who you help. I know it's so hard to build a cohesive brand when you have a book, when you have a podcast, when you have all this other stuff, but you really need to narrow it down into what you do, who you do it for. Just knowing, how you want to be perceived online, how you want other people to talk about you, People are not going to remember, the way you look with your makeup on. They're going to remember how you were.
And I think all of this goes back to the experience piece too, right? To know what your niche is, to really figure out what you want to be known for. You have to, like you said in the questionnaire, get in and get your hands dirty. I've really enjoyed this conversation. Will you tell us where we can find out more about you if we're curious?
So check out the podcast Marketing for the Underdog. Make sure to subscribe and check out a few of the episodes. I have solo episodes and also episodes where I interview other people. And you can also follow me on LinkedIn. It's Amanda-Melissa, and Instagram it's Amanda.Melissa. AmandaMelissa.co for my Instagram handle, and my website is AmandaMelissa.co. It's really nice talking to you. I'm super excited, and I really hope we were able to deliver some gold to people right now. So I'm super excited.
Yay! Thank you so much, Amanda.
Thank you.